Hello everyone, welcome back to this sacred space. In today's reading, you will receive advice for your career for the next 6 months. And it doesn't matter whenever you are seeing this video. However, the timing of this video is not a coincidence, meaning that there is a reason that this reading has been wanting to coming through at this exact time when I am recording this. All of the offerings that you are seeing here on YouTube are coming to me from spirit, from source energy. And so I do not ever have a strategy with the content that I create. I do not plan. I do not brainstorm. They come channeled through me as a vessel. And so the timing of these videos is of importance. There's a reason for these specific themes that show up and when they show up. Just wanted to make that clear because it can be of importance, just so you know. So we have 3 messages here today. I'm going to begin by setting an intention. If you want to skip ahead to your message, you can choose from the timestamps down below. But let's first begin by crafting the space. I'm connecting in. I'm connecting in with my sacred self and the wisdom of my sacred self through all existing lifetimes, both the past, the present, and the future coming together in this now moment. Connecting deeper into the essence of Ma Kali, the Dark Mother, asking her to channel her energy through me so that I may embody her throughout this reading. Connecting into the energy of the sun and both Ra and Anubis. Calling forth Gere and Freke to guard and protect this sacred space, to only allow in those energies that Ma Kali deem fit. Calling forth Hugin and Munin to act as messengers between the spirit guides of this community and Ra, Ma Kali, Anubis. Entering into Mimir's well to access his insights, wisdom and knowledge from other realms as well as from my own subconscious terrain and my own ancestry line. Raising and activating my inner fire in order to ignite your flame and passion for you to transform your life to the better. I set the intention to channel these messages in a clear, concise, compassionate and impactful way. I set the intention to give you clarity, wisdom and love through these readings. I pray that these messages will be for the highest good of all beings and earth in its entirety. Let it be so. Tack så mycket. Let's begin the readings. Message number 1. So in today's reading I was connecting in to Ra and Anubis, which is very, very interesting because in a way they may seem polar to each other, their energies. But this hints to me that this is a energy of death and rebirth that we are dealing with in the next coming months. And it may have material effects or it may just be in your energy, in your psyche, in your mental space. So let's see what we're receiving. This has to do with creativity for you, this process of death and rebirth for you is connected to creativity. How you play in the field of your work. And this feels like something where you have freedom to play, where you have room to play. So if this is not a reality within your current career, it could be speaking of something that you wish to turn into a side hustle, that you wish to then turn into a full-time career, or it can denote no, sorry, that was all. Mind slip. So just to know kind of what this is talking about, and I'm feeling Anubis very, very, very strongly in this reading. So he's the one coming forth with advice here. But we do also have Kalima, as per usual, being our guiding light. So what is Anubis' advice? And I see so very strongly the image of the sun, very strong, very scorching, radiating, very, very vibrant. There's something you need to do, get moving with, doing differently, or just getting out of a funk, getting out of a rut. Feels very strongly. Some of you, I do feel, are not used to, or how to say this, you have fallen out of it, essentially, that vibrant creativity. So the way back to that is what wants to be discussed here in this reading for you. So what's the advice? You will receive 2 cards. The bottom energy is very important, they are saying. So we have the 7 of Cups in reverse. This is about taking action steps towards your dreams. Not just dreaming about them, but putting them into reality, taking practical steps. How do you do that? We have the Knight of Cups and the 7 of Swords. He's saying something about the connection here between these 2 cards. There's a bridge over here. I feel like you're playing it safe. And so that is why your creativity has been falling back a bit. So you are usually very bold. That's your sort of trademark. That's your essence. That's your gift. But being bold comes with, it can come with insecurity in how it will be received by your audience, by your people, by those you are giving your work to. So this, for me, in this reading, is this 7 of Swords is actually denoting the more so positive side of being a bit stealthy and sneaky. Or how should I express this? Can you help me with the phrasing here? It's about being more bold, essentially, and not following the rules. Not following the rules. Because you have this unique energy about you. And so what will help your creativity thrive is to trust in the creative hits and impulses that come to you and express them. And in that way, your creativity will grow and blossom. But right now, you're too invested in being liked and approachable. Perhaps your gift is supposed to reach a select few that will really benefit by your bold, rebellious approach. And so do not conform. Do not conform. And trust in the creative, intuitive hits that you are receiving. Act on them. Macaulay is coming through here. Let's see if she has something to say. Let's pull a card. The High Priestess in reverse. For some reason, I get a quite a bit of sexual or shocking element, and so what that tells me is that your gift of what you're putting out there is to be on the edge, being on the edge, and that may provoke people. But do also remember that being on the edge is what pushes humanity forward. And Macaulay is saying that is all for today's reading. I do hope you enjoyed it much, and I hope to see you next time. Don't forget to like this video if you enjoyed it. It helps me a lot. Thank you so very much. Bye. Message number 2. So for this reading, I did connect in with Anubis and with Ra, which tells me that this period denotes a process of death and rebirth within your career. It can be material, it can be emotional, it can be mental. Perhaps there's a change within your psyche. So it can denote many things. But your theme is of, there's something about, this is very mental. This is a very mental aspect for you. But also practical. Because they're speaking about planning, being diligent, or being acutely aware of the tiniest of details within your work field. It's about that. How to express this? There's this feeling of being super observant. If anything at all is changing or approaching you or failing, you are instantly aware. There's this feeling of being having sort of full control, in a positive sense. Having full control. They're thinking this is funny. I don't know why. Perhaps you know why. there's something more to this. Let's see what the cards. So what's your advice? I feel Anubis quite strongly, so let's see what his advice is for you within your career for the next 6 months. And then we will receive an advice from Ra. So you received the Two of Pentacles in reverse and the Nine of Wands. So this is essentially someone that is failing to keep up with all of the tasks. Let's see. Perhaps this is your current reality and why this was coming through at the beginning of your reading. So what they're saying is that you need to find a way to keep it. I don't know why. I don't know if this is a sort of saying in the States or something like that. But they are showing me a person who is tightening their belt. Like keep it under the belt. No, keep it in the belt. It's this movement of tightening the belt, keeping it under wraps, I think. So you need to find a way to make this work and not collapsing. Because of everything that you need to do. Like there's a lot going on everywhere, and you need to find a way, a system, a strategy to keep it more simple and more easy, so that you're more able to keep things under check, keep it under control, so that it doesn't feel like it's wreaking havoc in your life here. At the bottom, you had strength in reverse. And so one key element might be softening a bit and not pushing things that aren't working. So perhaps there are tasks that aren't working, projects that aren't working, not pushing it to work. Perhaps you have too many things going on, not pushing it to work to fit your schedule. If you're noticing that you have too many things going on, then you need to make adjustments. And so whatever you can do to keep it under wrap for the next 6 months. So Makali is coming through, and she wants to tell you what's coming next after this period, depending on how you adjust to this according to the message, okay? Five of Pentacles, which is saying to me that if you do not adjust so that you can keep this under control, under tight control, there will be a sense of losing something. I do not want to scare you, but I do want you to be hearing the truth, okay? So it might be losing your health and well-being, for example, feeling too stressed out, or it might be losing clients. It might be as an effect of that losing money as well. So do consider that. And the other option, if you decide to adjust, what's in line for you then? Macaulay is very happy. Wheel of Fortune in reverse. That's interesting. Let me sit with that for a moment. This is, you see this red being, this is actually Anubis, and he is in the reverse, he is positioned at the top. So they're saying it's being on top of things. It's that simple with this one, being on top of things. And this will give you a feeling, a sense of accomplishment and success and satisfaction, of accomplishment and success that will be very satisfactory. Okay, so please do make your adjustments in time. Thank you so very much for connecting in. Please like this video if you found it helpful, because it does help me a lot to give this to you. And I do hope to see you next time. Bye. Message number 3. So for this reading, I did connect in with Anubis and with Ra, which tells me that this period denotes a process of death and rebirth within your career. And it can be having a material effect. It could have an effect on your psyche, on your emotional being. Let's see. So for you, they are speaking about taking time off and enjoying life more, finding more play. They're saying freedom. Freedom is coming up very strongly here. And it's temporary. They're saying this is temporary advice. So make sure to take vacation, perhaps take a few days off extra. Even if you don't get paid, if you can afford that, whatever you can do to just craft a bit of more space for yourself, for your well-being, for pleasure and for play, because I feel your energy feels a bit strained and overworked, and I do tap into some a feeling of anxiousness and stress and just fatigue, and perhaps even insomnia, issues with sleep, with your sleep patterns. For some of you, this is even affecting close relationships, having worked too much, too hard, or not even that, but just feeling so overworked has an effect on your relationships, close relationships. So, what sort of advice do you have more specifically for this group within their career field? So now we are looking at a more sustainable solution here. After this period of rest and replenishment, you will be receiving advice for how to take this into consideration in the future. So you have the Page of Swords in reverse, Three of Swords. This is obviously very mentally focused. And I did also flip over the sun. So this is health, vitality and well-being at its core. This is what is available to you if you do make some adjustments. So the adjustments that needs to be made is to not jump on every opportunity that exists out there, but to be more selective and discerning. Be more discerning with what you are saying yes to. They're showing me an image of something that is holding a lot in their arms, and people are just piling up stuff in their arms to the point where this person can barely hold it all together. So you may need to say no to things as well, that people are asking of you. And this could also pertain to things in your free time, people wanting you to help them with different tasks. So you need to be more selective with that, because you also need more rest and rejuvenation from work to be able to be well rested the next workday, okay? And the Three of Swords. Let's see, I need to connect in a bit deeper into that. I do receive, this may not be for every one of you, but I do receive an experience of you having a boss yelling at you and being very angry and disrespectful, not really handling things well. And so this could also have been from a past work experience. If this is true in your current situation, the advice for you is to go looking for something else where you can feel better about yourself, because this person is totally wearing you down. Your belief in yourself and your confidence. Your confidence is in work. So you need to find a better match. For others of you, this has to do with something in your past, an unhealthy work relationship. And the advice for you is to process that in a way where you can be at peace with it. So this might include talking to a therapist, or perhaps doing some body exercises to just move around the energy and to relax, like yin yoga or dancing or something, or writing out your thoughts and feelings, but some way to process it. And it also entails taking showers. When you are taking showers, imagining yourself being cleansed of the past, of specifically of this energy, this toxicity, and making that a habit and a routine, and envisioning yourself being at peace and being rid of those old energies that has been piling up from the past. And so Kali is saying that is all for today's reading. I really do hope that you enjoyed it. Please like this video if you did, because it does help me with creating these videos for you. And I hope to see you next time. Bye.